Colandrea.
There they go.
Hey, good evening. This is Faraday with Travel, ready to some exciting Disney training tonight. And I just wanted to do an introduction to two of the most special and competent, well-trained, unbelievable travel agents I've had the experience to know and work with. And that would be Tammy Walker and Robbin Colandrea tonight. So thank you guys. I'm looking forward to this Disney training.
Thanks, Faraday. All right, guys. It's good tonight. This is really good tonight. There's a lot of information we're going to give you, but we've got Miss Robbin on here, so I actually get a breather in the middle of all this because she does Disney, and like I said on my little thing for this hangout, she does it really well. So I'm going to start, and then Robin's going to take over. She's going to tell you specifically about booking with Walt Disney World with Disneyland, and a lot of little pointers for your clients and servicing them and all that good stuff. So let's just go to it. And Robbin is going to have so much good stuff for us tonight. I just want to get to her. Well, I got to find it, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Disney 101. The magic's really in the details when it comes to working with your clients with Disney. We are not, Robbin and I both have completed the College of Disney a couple years ago. You'll hear people say that they're Disney quote-unquote specialists. Disney is very particular about what you call yourself and how you do it. Hold on just a second. I'm hearing that my screen's not sharing for some reason. So let me see if I can fix that. Of course, we're going to have technical problems already. Okay, I hope everybody can see it now. And if you don't, I have no idea what is going on with it. Okay, we're good. Anyway, as I was saying, it really is in the details, and people talk about being Disney specialists. I have to tell you guys, I'm going to go over just real quick about the education and everything that Disney gives. But anybody that's been to Disney or had ever in their life, even as a child, knows that they are absolutely every little detail, every tiny detail from the park to everything they do. Your shampoo in your room has Disney, Mickey ears on it. They absolutely do not spare any expense in anything that they do, from the tiniest thing to the largest thing. So it's kind of the same way when you're dealing with your clients. Disney is a whole animal in itself, like I've always said. And if you want to be just a true specialize in Disney, there are tons of agents that do that. And they make really, really good living at it. But I have to tell you that it takes a very special person to do that. It is to just specialize in Disney you are going to have to put everything else to the side. I mean, these people wake up crazy hours to book fast passes for their clients. So just know that we're going to give you a good overview. We deal with our clients, and we're really picky with them. We give them true VIP service, but I would not personally want to do it day in, day out, and do nothing but Disney. I would probably pull my hair out. So having said that, that doesn't mean that everybody feels that way. But we're going to teach you how to impress them. We'll impress your clients by the time we're done. Okay, so everybody knows about Disney, or they think they do. People that go to Walt Disney World here in Florida or go to Disneyland in California, they've been multiple times, they live close by, and all of a sudden they're a Disney specialist or they're an expert. And you do know things about Disney, but how much do you really know about the actual Disney travel? Because Walt Disney World and Disneyland are not the end of this. There are so many things, and all of this is in your College of Disney Knowledge. So make sure that you plan on going there and doing the training. It is worth every second. Yes, it's long. It's worth every second, though. So we know about the theme parks. We know about Walt Disney World here in Florida, Disneyland in California, and then there's Disneyland in Paris. So those are their theme parks, and most of us have heard about all of these or visited at least one of those. Then you've got your water parks, and you've got Walt Disney World has Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. Again, most of us have either been there, heard of it, seen it, so we're pretty aware of that. They have standalone resorts that some people aren't aware of. AULANI is actually in Hawaii. It was voted in 2014. I'm not sure about last year, but I know like in 2014 it was like the #1 family resort in the United States. It is everything you can imagine about Disney in Hawaii. Vero Beach, right here where I live, one of my closest friends actually works there. She's been there for many, many moons and got a golden Mickey, the only person to ever get one at that resort. So she really loves it there. She loves the people. It's a nice little resort. It's not very big. Food is phenomenal there. Beach is very nice, and people go back there year after year after year with their family, and they'll drive into Orlando and stay at the Vero Beach Resort because it's like family. It's a much smaller community feel to it. Hilton Head has their own. Hong Kong and Tokyo both have large resorts. One of my favorite things, when I heard I had no idea about this, guys, until I did my Disney training. Adventures by Disney. I cannot wait to do one of these. Just cannot wait. They literally have destinations all over the world, and they have got itineraries like you would not believe. I'm getting ready to go into that. I'm gonna just go through all of them. I put a bunch of pictures together for you guys. When I say that they do these trips right, if you've never heard of them, this will open your eyes. This may make you want to go and do all of those hours of Disney training just so that you feel comfortable with the Adventures by Disney. So let's jump into that. So Adventures by Disney. This is actually a boat on the Amazon that they use. They do tours for the whole family. It's not. It literally the tour it's wrapped around the whole family, but they also have things within their tours. They're escorted tours that are for just adults, and then they'll take the kids and they'll do things with the kids too. So you do have some time away from the kids to do your own, adult activities. Again, they're all over the world, and for every one of these escorted tours, you have 2 Disney, what they call adventure guides. And they are literally specialists in the area that they've got these everywhere. If they're doing a tour in Italy, they specialize, the adventure guides specialize in Italy. They don't pull them and put them wherever they need them that day. That is not how Disney works. They find people that know what they're doing, are experts in what they do, and they leave them there to tend to their customers. So these people are with you from the minute that you're picked up at the airport until you're taken back. VIP treatment is an understatement. If you think you get good service at the resorts, you should see what they do on these trips. It is unbelievable. You get the quintessential Disney service and all the attention to detail, again, while you're in a different country, not at one of their resorts, not at one of their theme parks where you expect it. The Disney service follows you all the way through. They have a concierge service that's available throughout your entire tour. Anytime you have downtime, the concierge, of course, your guides are going to help you to, give you suggestions on where to go, what to do if you have a little bit of downtime. But the concierge will do everything for you. They'll schedule dining reservations if you have somewhere you want to go. If there's something you want to see, they'll make sure that you see it. They'll get cars if you need them. Whatever you need, they're there for you. They really, on every one of these, they specialize in the authentic experience and activities. Very cultural, a lot of cultural immersions. You've got, on almost all of them that I've seen, from what I've noticed, there's almost always some kind of a cooking class that is an authentic cooking class. They make pasta and pizza from scratch in Italy. They've got Peruvian food in Peru. And so they go through and they give you these amazing experiences. They have entertainment. They do cultural dances and teach you how to do that. They take you to, it's phenomenal. You'll see some of these. Most of your meals are included. There's very few meals that are not included. And they also have adult-only itineraries to almost all of these destinations. Like for Italy, for instance, they may have 2 or 3 dates a year that are for adults only. They do that with there's very few of these that do not have an adult-only itinerary date set up. So if you don't have children, or your kids are grown, or you just don't want to take them, there are dates for just mom and dad, and that's all that'll be on the tour. And they do tweak the tour around that. They're going to do adult activities exclusively when they have those dates. 4- and 5-star accommodations, they're not joking. That's just Disney. You shouldn't expect less. Everything that they have, all the accommodations for everything is just top notch. There is a minimum age. It's typically, a lot of them are at 4 years old, but then there's a lot of them that are at 6. But the recommended ages are 6 to 8. So if it says a minimum age of 4, they recommend a 6-year-old. If it says a minimum age of 6, they're recommending 8-year-olds. They do a lot of UNESCO heritage sites. If there's one available in the area, you better believe Disney's going to find a way to get you there. Again, the authentic, the cooking classes, the adult-only activities, and then the complete itineraries that I just mentioned. What they do is they take the children, they call them junior adventure activities. They'll do scavenger hunts, they'll do crafts, they'll do their own cooking classes, and they'll take mom and dad, and they'll do like a real museum tour. In the Louvre at Paris is a good example. They split the adults and the children up. They take the children on a scavenger hunt for famous works of art, and then they take the parents and let them really get enjoy the museum. But they do this on every one of their tours. They really try to get the kids involved in loving it and not bored where they normally would be. They make, in Venice, they make the Venetian mask from a master craftsman, teaches them how to make the Venetian mask. I mean, just one thing after everything they do is crazy. Everything is like private, like access that only Disney could get. They will take you to, for instance, in Italy to the Vatican. You get, after hours in the evening, you get backdoor access to go into and see the Michelangelo, the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and to tour the museum and all of that after hours. It's only you, and only Disney could pull that off. They just have relationships that it's unheard of, and nobody else is ever going to have it. They go to castles. They get inside. They take you to Buckingham Palace. Excuse me. They take you to various castles all over the world. There's one. Is it Ireland? You actually get to sleep like 3 days and 3 nights in one. The museums, like I said, after hours, they'll have dinners inside some of these museums and these castles after hours that are private dinners just for you. In New York, they take you backstage and at Broadway. They take you backstage at various the Venice Boys Choir over the holidays. You get to go backstage and see, you know, where everything happens before they come out. It's just phenomenal, and you won't get that anywhere else. I mean, you might have luxury clients, but I'll tell you what, pulling off some of this is just going to be it's going to be nearly impossible. Okay, so here's some pictures. They do whitewater rafting. This is Africa, South Africa. You've got like a 3-day safari that they do. Australia, they do the surfing, the private surfing. The penguins on the beach, I had no idea that they even existed. Shanghai's right there, the city. They've got the zip lining over the rainforest in Costa Rica. There's your volcano there in Costa Rica. Whitewater rafting, that is in anywhere that there's whitewater rafting, good whitewater rafting, they've pretty much got it. You can do it in Peru. This picture is actually in Costa Rica. A pineapple plantation. The Machu Picchu. This is all Peru. This is your market, Machu Picchu. It's got the weavers, the master weavers, and you actually get to sit down and they teach you how to weave like they do day in and day out and have been doing for centuries. Here's another one that's pretty interesting about this. They don't just go to these exotic locations. They go North America. These are the different trips that they have in North America. Alaska, Arizona, and Utah are together. Montana and Canada. They actually have one that's just Montana as well. And it's Montana and it goes into Yellowstone. Nashville, New York City, San Francisco. The Southern California does Hollywood and it does Disneyland. And it doesn't just do Disneyland. You have private VIP access to Disneyland, and you actually get to go up above the fire station where Walt Disney's private residence was, and you actually get to tour that. You get private tours of everything in Disneyland with that particular one. And then there's a bunch of other stuff too, like Hollywood and backstage access to a bunch of stuff. They have one for Walt Disney World in Central Florida. They do Walt Disney World very much the same way. VIP tours, all of those things. But then they also go and you do airboat. You can do like the airboat rides. They take you all over the place here in Central Florida. Kennedy Space Center, you actually get to meet an astronaut. It's not just your typical tour that everybody else takes. Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, again, private access to the museums, all of those good things. Winter in Wyoming, I mean, they've got sleigh rides. You get to do the dog racing. You get to do all of that. And then they've got Wyoming and Yellowstone where you can go and do, do Yellowstone and in a completely different way than most are used to. I can tell you that. Let me see if there was anything else with North America that I had forgot. No, I don't think so. Africa, Asia, and Australia. These look really interesting to me. They do Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos. They do Australia, China, and South Africa. Those are all separate. Again, you get to actually, in China, you get to go after hours and see the pandas at the largest reserve. What am I trying to call it? It's like a big reserve just for pandas there in China. You do the Great Wall in China. You absolutely are just immersed in the culture. They have the monks that you get to spend time with and the different ceremonies. You do the 3-day safari that I talked about in South Africa. You get to go see the African penguins, and you also get to in Cambodia, you get to ride elephants, and that's on this next. Well, I thought it was on the other one. Yeah, you get to actually ride elephants in Cambodia. You get to do zip lining. Again, they have Vietnamese cooking classes, authentic Vietnamese cooking classes. In Sydney, you get backstage to the Opera House. It's a private tour after hours in Sydney. So they just don't spare anything. In Peru, I've already showed you the pictures of the Machu Picchu and the weaving and all of that. You get the snorkeling in the Amazon with the Ecuador. You get the Amazon. You get to do the river on the river cruise. Was on the first slide that I showed you. That was that picture. It's just life changing. Makes you just love travel even more. Europe. Europe is huge. The newest thing this year is the Danube River Cruise, and it's with AMA. It's on one of the AMA ships. It's right here. It just you don't get just a normal stateroom there. You get a veranda with double French balconies. So that's what their standard is on that cruise. The Czech Republic, Germany, and Australia are together. They also do that one. They have 2 holidays over the holidays. Excuse me, 2 different dates 2 weeks that you can go, and you get to see the Christmas markets. England and France, you do London. You get to go to Buckingham Palace. You get an actual tour of Buckingham Palace. In France, they take you to the top of the Eiffel Tower. I told you about the Louvre, where they split them up, and that way Mom and Dad can really get immersed in the whole museum experience. And then they do France by itself, Germany by itself, Greece. They take you to multiple locations in Greece. You get to see all of your normal sites, but then you get all of these in Italy, you go to the Colosseum and you get to go to the very top where you can oversee all of Rome, and it's completely. I mean, people are not allowed up there. Only Disney could pull that off. So they're going to take you to the top of the Colosseum where nobody else is allowed to be. Ireland, you get to sleep in a castle. Again, you get cooking classes just pasta making. And then with the Amalfi Coast, you get your pizza making. Norway, that's huge because of that movie Frozen, guys. So they're really, really hitting. I believe last year's when they added Norway, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure that they did it because of the whole Frozen, the big Frozen movie being so huge and everything. So you get the fjords, you get to see those, you get the folk dancing lessons in Norway. You get to go to Bergen, where that's the inspiration. That little town was actually the inspiration for all the architecture in the movie Frozen. Trout fishing among the glaciers for the guys. I mean, it's one thing after another. In Scotland, you actually get to boat across the Loch Ness. Of course, they do all the storytelling with every one of these tours. They have special storytelling, and so the kids won't be so scared of that. They're actually going to be really looking forward to it. You go to a real Scottish farm, and you have dinner, and then they have dancing, and they have Highlander games for all of the guys. Just to be very active. They even have whiskey tasting for the adults. You get a private tour of the Royal Palace there in Scotland. It's actually Queen Elizabeth's official home in Edinburgh. So they take you in there. They give you a private tour of that. You get to do sheep herding. I mean, you name it, guys. In Spain, you talk about beautiful. You get private guided tours of every must-see monument. You get cooking lessons. You in a 19th century mansion that is now a hotel, and you get to go there and do your cooking lessons. Private flamingo dance lessons, and then they do a dinner show afterwards. And you also get to stay at a luxury seaside resort in Marbella there in Spain as well. Of course, in Italy, I do want to go back to that real quick, because in Italy you get private gondola rides. You, of course, are going to have wine tasting and all of those good things. In Ireland, you get to tour the Guinness, the private tour of the Guinness storehouse. Yeah, that's I mean, it's just fabulous. I would love to see more tours like this, but I don't think anybody else can pull it off. So here is strudel making. This is going to be, of course, your leaning tower. You actually get to bike. You can bike, or they'll take you there, but you can actually bike to the leaning tower. You get. I'm sorry, guys, my dogs are going crazy tonight. Versailles, you get a private tour of Versailles. All of these are in Spain. Look at this food, amazing. Here in Scotland, this is Santorini, of course, which is just unbelievably beautiful. And then you've got Paris. So it is definitely. I'm not going to tell you it's cheap, because it's not. These destinations, I'm sure people are saying, I wonder how much these things are. Go and watch the videos. All of that's in your travel agent portal. There's videos, pictures. It's fabulous. And go do the training. No, they're not cheap. I'm going to go over agent benefits at the end, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But I will tell you that I just wrote down a couple examples for you guys. Like in North America, you've got anywhere from like a 3-4 day, which is like Nashville. You get to go to the Grand Ole Opry and stand on stage and sing. I mean, they cut records for you and all kinds of stuff. So you've got everything from a 3-4 day up to like 9-10 days. I was just looking to see the Walt Disney World with the Central Florida. You stay at the Polynesian. I think most of us know how much that is. You get VIP dining experiences the whole time you're there, not just regular dining at Disney. Your private tours. You actually get a private safari at the Animal Kingdom after everything's closed. You go to the Kennedy Space Center. You meet an astronaut, all those things. It runs around, it starts at $46.99. So it's not cheap, but the experience is phenomenal. And kids are just a little cheaper. They start at, well, I take that back. Children are $46.99. Adults start at $49.39. There's only a few $100 difference. And then if you were, let's just say the Danube River Cruise on the AMA, it is 8 days, 7 nights, and it starts at $5,049. Now that is going to include everything. Other than your airfare there and home, it will include everything. So $5,049, and a child's $4,809. So if that gives you some idea, the regular Italy tour, they've got about 3 of those, but just the regular one with the VIP Colosseum tour and Venice and your private gondola and all of that. The Vatican Museum, I was telling you about the after hours tour. It starts in the fall. It's the cheapest, and in the fall also they have adults only. It's $57.39 an adult, and then typically any other time of year it's about $67.19 for adults. So if that tells you about what they're running, we will talk about some ways that us agents can capitalize on our benefits. So we'll talk about that last. AULANI Resort. I told you there's a bunch of standalones, but I'll tell you, AULANI is their masterpiece when it comes to their resorts outside of one of their theme parks. It is one beautiful place. It is in Ko'olina, Hawaii. It's on the island of Oahu. It's actually on the western side. It's a fairly good size resort. So it's got about 709 villas. I think it's got about 19 premium villas or platinum villas, whatever you want to call it. 339 hotel rooms, and some of those are suites. You've got anything from a standard room up to a 3-bedroom villa. So it will accommodate it's Disney. They're used to families. That's what they cater to, and they've made no exception with AULANI. They have 5 restaurants. You're going to get everything. You're going to get your standard amazing Disney food, and you're going to have everything from table service, quick service, to buffet, character breakfast, just like you would have at any resort at the theme parks. There's 2 lounges and bars for the adults. There's a beautiful, amazing spa for adults, but they've also got a spa for teens and tweens, what they call tweens. They have the kids, and they do a lot of stuff with teens at this. I mean, the teenagers love this resort. Babysitting is available. Typical Disney. They have tons of pools, and they've got a lazy river that I forget how long this thing is, but it is humongous. They have adult-only pools, they have infinity pools, and then they've got the kids' pools, and you can only imagine. They're basically like water parks. I mean, water's falling and everything else. They have a big fire pit, like a Hawaiian fire pit, and they do storytelling around this fire pit at night. And so they do that. They also have on site what they call the Rainbow Reef, and it is an actual snorkel lagoon on site. There's a picture I'm getting ready to show you of these amazing fish. It is a minimal cost, but it's minimal. It's like $15, I think, maybe for the kids or something. They have movie nights outside. They have a big lagoon with a beach. So you don't have any waves or anything like that for the little ones, and they just have an amazing beach at this place. Character experiences. Again, you're going to have your characters walking around everywhere. You don't see that in the theme parks. We talked about this. It's like we talked about on the cruises last week. You really get more time, more photos, more everything with your characters than what you do at the theme parks nowadays. They have pool and lawn parties all week long, and then they have tons of activities and entertainment. It's just loaded. People go to this resort and they literally do not leave for a week because there's no need to. Everything that they want is there. They have luau's. They give you a lei when you show up. I'm going to show you the inside of this beautiful place. Here is the snorkel. Look at these fish, and this is not a small snorkel lagoon, guys. This is large. They've got here's one of their pool parties with the characters. You can see that. This is the entry. This is your lobby, and they'll meet you, of course, in authentic Hawaiian gear, I should call it, or costume, when you show up with and give you a lei. Here's your fire pit where they do the storytelling at night. They have all of this entertainment. They have this every night. This is one of the restaurants, and then this is one of the infinity pools for the adults. All right, so let me tell you what I'm going to do now. Having said all of that good stuff, I'm going to take it to somebody that I absolutely, she's not a business partner, she's a great friend. She really is. And we've been in this thing called travel for a while together. I'm telling you, I scratch her back, she scratches mine. I could not live without this woman. I don't want to ever live without this woman. She is amazing. I live an hour and 15 from Disney, and she's doing more Disney than I am from New York because she lives up there in the snow. But she is, for those of you that don't know her, you're going to want to get to know her. She's an amazing resource, and like I said, we're constantly helping each other, and she's one person that I can trust in my life, and I can hand her my clients and know that she's going to do the same thing with my clients that I would do, and she's one of the only people I can say that for. So, Miss Robbin, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Take it away, girlfriend. Tell us how to do how to treat our clients, and tell them all the nitty-gritty little details about Disney and how it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, after Tammy's awesome training on Adventures by Disney, I'm really not sure I want to go anyplace else. Why go to the parks? They're crazy, they're crowded, they're busy. Let's just go on adventures.
Amen.
But you have people that want to go to the parks. They go to the parks all the time. That's what they do. That's great. The first park I want to talk to you guys about is Disneyland. Disneyland and Disney World are two different creatures. Know that right now. Know that for your clients. It is two different animals. Might have the same name. You might think you know. You don't know. Disneyland is in California. It's Walt's original park. Its birthday is this year, so they're celebrating 50 years. It only has 3 on-site hotels. They are higher-end hotels, as Disney does. The park, truthfully, is a 2-day park. What they have done is 2 things for us. Disneyland has partnered with hotels outside the gates, as does a Good Neighbor hotel, And they also have the Good Neighbor Pass, which gives your clients park time, and then it also gives them time at the San Diego Zoo, at the some of the other things around California, that if you're going to the West Coast, if you are from the East Coast and you're going to the West Coast, you might as well put it all together. And Disney said, okay, and put it all together for us very nicely. When you book Disneyland, your clients do not have a normal dining plan. Tammy, can you flip the slide?
Absolutely.
I think it's on our next slide. Nope. Okay, we're just going to keep going. When you book Disneyland, the dining plan is not like what we know at Disney World. The dining plan is your character dining or your character dining premier. When you book a park hopper, there's only 2 parks. So can you do 2 parks? Sure, you can do 2 parks in one day. We all know that. We've seen people do all 4 parks in Disney World in one day. So Disneyland is a different animal. And I will tell you, if you're going to book Disney, know about it, but really and truly know from here on the East Coast, we don't book a whole lot of Disneyland. That's a big thing. If people are going to Disneyland, it's like the once in a lifetime. They might go to Disney in Florida 2 or 3 times a year, and I know people that do this, but that trip to Disneyland is a once in a lifetime, oh my gosh, we're going. So you need to remind your clients that it's a smaller park. Sell your clients on those 3 resorts that are on site. Get them as much experience as you can. Those 3 resorts that are on site are, like I said, higher end, but they're beautiful. The one is more of a boutique hotel. It's got less than 500 rooms. It's very intimate. So, know who you're sending. A lot of times I find clients that are going to Disneyland are a couple. Their kids are a little older. They want to go for an anniversary trip. They know they can do the whole thing in a couple of days. They make it a long weekend. Sell them on those special hotels. They're your perfect person. But if you need to know more about Disneyland, definitely watch our training. And also, like I'm going to tell you probably more than once tonight, Google it, Pinterest it, or get onto Facebook Disney groups. You've got to be careful with Facebook Disney groups because a lot of them are only Disney World. But if you can find a couple of good groups, they can give you some inside tips that we don't know, or those of us that don't go to Disneyland don't know. So use your resources, and please, by all means, if you have any questions, give me a shout, give Tammy a shout. We'll get you answers. But just know Disneyland is a beast of a different color. Okay, Tammy, flip my page to my Disney World, please.
Oh goodness.
We have Vanna Tammy tonight.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm in bad shape. Let me see.
Whoops.
That's all right. It won't be the first time we've done this, or I've done this. Let me rephrase that.
Nope. This is all good. This is technical issues that our 2 computers were not communicating well, so we're just going to work through it. Okay. Disney World. When I started to book travel, I didn't know a whole lot about Disney World. Really didn't think I'd book it a whole lot because we've been a couple of times as a family. In the last 6 years, we've spent about a month in Disney overall. My kids like it, but certainly it's not our go-to vacation. And all of a sudden, I am booking 4, 5, 6 Disney trips at a time. And I'm like, wow, how did this happen? So when you say you're a travel agent and somebody says to you, do you do Disney? Say yes, because you do. But please remember there is much more to Disney than just Disney World. And people don't think of that. But there is. Disney World has parks, resorts, adventures, cruises. You can do the cruise and land thing that they now do, which is beautiful. but talk to your clients and find out what they want. Because there are clients that are going to Disney, their kids, again, are older, so they're going to meet some of the backstage tour age limits. They're going to meet some of the requirements for some of the older things to do with the kids. And again, you're going to have parents that are just going for the wine and food festival, or the flower show that's going on right now. Sorry, my other two Disney buddies just walked in the door. So talk to your client. Know your Disney has 4 parks. Know there are umpteen resorts that they just keep making more and more beautiful. Know some of the dining options. You can certainly research it, but if somebody's talking to you, they want to feel like, oh, this person knows. And I think that's the biggest thing, because I've been, and I have not stayed at all the resorts. I've not even seen all the resorts. But I'm comfortable talking about the ones that I've been to, so I feel confident saying, I know Disney would do this. I know where we've eaten. We've eaten at a couple of the higher-end restaurants, and I feel confident in sending people to those, or suggesting to a couple or a family that's there for something special to do a Victoria and Albert's. If you don't know what Victoria and Albert's is, it is a reservation only, no dining plan, out-of-pocket pay, high-end restaurant at the Grand Floridian. It is exquisite, it's beautiful, and their menu is amazing. Google it and just look at their menu and know what you've got. Disney World has the most choices for lodging, meals, parks, events, and shopping, but you must, as a Disney travel agent, booking, whether you only ever book one Disney trip, ask what your client wants and what they need, because you don't want somebody spending Disney money and coming home having wished they had seen, having wished they had eaten at. That being said, I carry a notebook at all times. I carry a pencil at all times, because I erase when people are telling me things all the time. Can I have my next screen, please? Okay, you've got a client who wants Disney. Now where do you start? First, basic questions. Ask questions. People don't care, they'll answer. How many of you are going? Get the ages and the birth dates. Age and birth date matters at Disney for pricing for different things. Disney also does these amazing buttons if it's a birthday, a graduation, I don't know, anniversary, first time to Disney. What else have we gotten pins for? Goodness gracious, I can't even remember. 40th birthday, 30th birthday, family reunion pins. They do these pins. They do them for free, or you can get custom fancy lettering done for under $5 a pin pre-order. But that's just come out, and that's a pre-order thing. I'm not exactly sure how to do that yet. I'm getting more information because literally it just came out Monday. So get ages and birth dates of the children going, and then find out, is this a first trip? If it's a first trip, you're going to do things a little differently, because people on a first trip have a vision of Disney, and you don't want to burst that bubble. Let them get there and realize, holy cow, Disney is much more than what I think. But don't burst their bubble on that first trip. You need to be the adult for the first trip, and let those parents and those kids all be kids and go into Disney. I have a family right now that's leaving in 2 weeks for their first trip to Disney. The son is 10 and the mom is, I don't know. We don't talk about that. But mom is going to be 12 for the trip, because John and I are doing it all. We've booked the reservations. We've got her hooked up with her magic bands. Everything is good. She doesn't have to worry about anything. A bus will pick her up at the airport. A bus will take her back to the airport, and she gets to be a kid. So don't take that away from your clients. Know when they're traveling. If they're thinking about a couple of months, that's fine. Don't worry about that, because what I do when I do that is I pull different weeks in each month. But know when they're traveling, and then ask them if there is a must that they want to do, see, or experience. Talk to them about on-site and off-site, and talk to them about dining plan. Disney dining plan has a lot of options, so educate yourself on those options, please. Tammy, if you can flip slides for me, please. Okay. When I present a quote, this is how I do it. This might not be right, might not be wrong. This is just how I do it, and you can tweak it to you. I always start at a high level resort, moderate, and or deluxe. Sometimes the deluxe are on sale and you can get them for a reasonable price. And if you put a deluxe next to a moderate and they realize they're only spending $50 or $100 more and they're getting a really great resort, some people buy up. I do a top meal plan. For me, a top meal plan is the deluxe meal plan, 2 table service and 1 quick 2 snack service. For that, I do not, when I do a Disney trip, I don't do the alcohol dining service that they offer, which they do, and they offer one that's got like wine and then a golf package and other things. I don't offer those. I do offer the 2 table service one. You can always come down. So when you quote this, quote it with park hoppers, and if it's seasonably appropriate, quote water parks. Being from the Northeast, I normally, for my clients, don't worry about the water parks because my clients a lot of times are going odd seasons because they don't want the crowds. So I tell them flat out, I did not include a water park. If it's a beautiful day and it's 80 degrees or 75 degrees and you guys want to do a water park, go to your concierge at your hotel and buy your water park ticket. Because I would feel terrible selling them a water park ticket and then having them not be able to use it because the weather didn't work out and they've spent all that money. So I also have a non-dining price ready. I just go through, pull a couple of the Disney restaurants. You can always find their menus online and the pricing on there. And I'll say to them, you know, here is the price for XYZ restaurant with, you know, without the dining plan. And this is what lunch would cost you, or this is what dinner would cost you. And that's how I do it. I don't push them, but this is an example of what it would cost you. Also, you want to figure out your crowds. There are umpteen crowd calendars out there on Disney, on the internet. Just look for one that you can read and you understand and find and use it. So you have a clue. If people are talking about going in July, what's the crowd going to be like if they're also thinking about, well, maybe we'll do July or maybe we'll do October? What's the crowd difference? I can tell you because I do it. October's going to be much less crowded, much less wait times, much less dining times. If you have the option, I'd go in October. Some people don't have that option. So you need to know your crowd levels. Also, people think they are better off staying at a value resort, but in truth, if they want a resort that they're going to be able to go back to and chill out at, a lot of times the high crowd volume also means very crowded value resorts. And it also means, you know, sometimes there's cheer competitions, dance competitions, band competitions, football competitions, you know, all that kind of thing. And they stay at the value resorts because it's a team. They're not going to go for the big bucks. And that makes the value resorts very noisy. So just be aware of those things. Park hoppers, again, great option if you're going summertime, busy crowd times, Christmas time. Christmas, I've seen it because we have on our phone apps, we're a little Disney weird. My husband and I on our phone have the apps for the Disney park information updates and things, and we've seen it on Christmas Day by 10:30. The park is at full capacity and closed. So if you don't have a park hop during Christmas week, if you don't have a park hopper and you get yourself into the park and it is crazy zooey and there's 5-hour waits for rides, there's crazy waits for rides, get out of there and go to another park for sure. If you're sending a family at a quieter time of year, or if they've got little kids and they're going to go back to their resort and nap in the afternoon, I don't sell them park hoppers. I don't see the value in it if that's the case with the family. We go normally the second week of December, and we have never gone with a park hopper, and we've never missed it because we decide what we're doing, we plan it out, and we're fine. But we don't have crowds, we don't have the heat of the day, those kind of things. Also, extra magic hours, shows in the parks, parades, and special stuff. Disney is adding and adding and adding. Right now, they just added a new 3-hour bonus to the morning for Magic Kingdom with breakfast. It's super expensive. It's like $150 a person. You supposedly get 3 hours, but you really don't when you break it out. And you get to ride 3 rides. I believe the 3 rides are Mine Train, Winnie the Pooh, and Peter Pan's Flight. If those are huge, huge must-dos for your family and you are dying to do that, by all means, I will tell you that there's this breakfast, that there's this special, this is what it is. But if you've just got a regular family that's going, that 3-hour bonus ticket for the morning isn't going to be anything of value to them, truthfully. So know who you're selling to. Also, extra magic hours are great, but they're cutting them and they're making them a little different. So watch your extra magic hours, please. A lot of the parades and the shows, if your clients have seen them once, that's all they need to see them. Tell them during those events, go ride rides because people are at those events. I will say the Christmas party, the Not So Scary Halloween party, the Pirates and Princesses party that they sometimes do, those are usually worth it because you're getting extra time in the park, it's limited number of tickets, and every ride is available. It's not like this breakfast thing that they're doing that there's only 3 rides available. Every ride is available. So those I do offer and suggest to my clients because those are special Disney events. Tammy, can you flip the slide, please? Okay. Now that you've got all that information, this is how I do it. And this is how I do it for every trip I book. I've set up a Disney travel agent. I go on the Disney travel agent page and I do a regular quote, and then I do another one using EasyBook, CCRA, or go directly to the hotels, and I do a separate quote. That way you can compare and show your client, if you stay on Disney, this is what you got. If you stay off Disney, this is what you got. That, as far as I'm concerned, is the only fair way if someone is not sure. I have people that call me and say, we'll never stay off property, so it doesn't matter. Okay, fine. I don't even bring up off property ever again to them. If that's the person, I never have to think about off-site. If they are a family that's never been or that has been and rented a house or condo or stayed off and they think staying off is great, I will show them both sides. Because you know what? Sometimes people just don't know what they don't know, and if nobody's ever sat down and said to them, this is what you can do staying on property, here is the advantages, here's the savings, then show them. When you open up your Disney travel agent page, and I cannot right now because Disney is updating it for us, so I can't share that with you. But when you open up your Disney travel agent page, you're going to click on create a quote. It's going to ask you which park or cruise or adventure you want to do, that kind of thing. Pick, obviously, Walt Disney World. Fill in as much of the information as you've got. If you've got, 2 adults, 2 kids, get those on there. You want to make sure you are clicking a room, ticket, and dining. Be careful, it's a drop-down menu to the right, and it gives you room only, room and ticket only. Make sure you've got room, ticket, and dining. I decline travel insurance, and I decline the Memory Maker for now. And I also decline Magic Express because I don't know at this moment if they're flying or driving, because some people are up in the air about that. So I just decline those 3. I don't need them to do this quote. And then I present then I get the quote. Again, for the off-site, I figure out a couple of hotels, EasyBook, CCRA, direct hotel rates, wherever you would go to find hotels. I look up some rental car rates for them. I check the resorts or the hotel that they're staying at. They sometimes do offer a shuttle. Shuttle times are usually very limited, and also they usually drop them off at Downtown Disney, which is now Disney Springs, and they will pick them up there. I then figure out the ticket prices for however many days they're down there. I do Google some restaurants in the hotel area and see about pricing and give them a rough idea. And then I look up the Disney restaurants for some pricing so that if somebody wants to do a character meal, they're staying off property, they don't have a dining plan, I can tell them a character meal with, I don't know, Cinderella is going to cost you X amount of dollars at the Grand Floridian. Now, by doing the Grand Floridian for Cinderella at 1900 Park Fair, you've just saved them a ticket because they don't have to get into the park. They can go to the Grand Floridian, and if you time it right, if you do it for a dinner, they can also see Wish's fireworks. So there are some little tricks that make it beneficial to know what's going on at Disney. Next slide, please.
Oh, I'll do this. Hush. How can I get this thing that I don't think I can? I have to do a better way. Oh. I'm going to kick and scream, y'all. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Fastest finger in the West.
Woohoo!
In the South. Whoop.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, once you've got your quote opened and you've got your information, literally it comes up in 2 seconds, and it will come up with everything that is available for your dates, including rooms that they don't qualify for. If you're doing a family of 4, they will include some rooms that are king-size bed onlys. That's a new little thing that I don't know. I noticed started happening 2 weeks ago, so I don't know if they'll fix that when they do it tonight or not. What I do is I pick 2 of the higher end, and I send those prices and the resort to my client, telling them this is 2 resorts that I've chosen for you. Please take a look at, with dining, with tickets, and at this point I will quote them tickets for every day that they are there. If they fly in on a Monday, I'll quote them tickets Monday to Monday, or whatever days that they fly in and fly out. There is a caveat to that, and I will explain in a minute. I quote them everything. Once I send it to them, I give them a couple hours. Later that evening, the next day, I get on the phone with them, or I text them or message them, and I say, did you look at what I sent you? Let's talk about it, because I will tell you, Disney is a lot to digest for the guest as well as for the travel agent. And I take notes when I talk to them. What are they saying? Did they like this? Did they not? Whatever. At the same time, in my little notebook, I also have cheaper resorts, less ticket pricing, lower dining pricing. I have those numbers right there. So that if they're going, well, you know, that's a little much, whatever they're saying, I can give them an answer because I want to sell this. And truthfully, even if I come down a little bit, I'm still going to make money and I'm going to make the client happy. So if I eliminate a couple of park days on tickets because they fly in at 3 in the afternoon, by the time they get to their hotel it's 6 o'clock, why waste a park ticket, really and truly? If they fly out at 9 in the morning, why are we going to waste a park ticket on that day? So you've got to think about what you're doing for your clients. And I have those lower priced options ready. You know what? If somebody says, oh yeah, book it, I'm on that. But I will still say to them, let's look at your park tickets just for your arrival day and your departure day. Because you know what? Even if they say book it and, you know, it's a $6,000 vacation, really, I don't want to feel like I've scammed them out of anything. And with flights the way they are, and layovers and delays and, you know, lost things or lost luggage or whatever, I don't want to ever feel like I did my client a disservice. And I wouldn't want that done to me. I won't do it to my clients. At this point, you've now got their dates kind of settled down, because even if they said, well, July or October, you now can tell them, okay, I looked at this week and this week, and this is extra magic hours for this week, and this is what's going on. And, oh, if you go in October, there's going to be a new show in Animal Kingdom. The new light show is going to be open, and this is what's going on for these dates. You can give them that. And then you can start helping them see, even with different choices, lower options, whatever they're looking for, why you selected what you did, how you can make some changes, and they can still enjoy X, Y, and Z at a lower price point and have a great vacation. They're going to book with you. Once that's done and you've got them excited, grab their credit card information, get all their mailing address, telephone number, email, everything you need, get off with them, let them know that Disney does a $200 deposit, and call Disney. When you call Disney, first of all, you feel like you're going to Disney. I mean, the people are just phenomenal. They make you feel great. They'll take all the information. They'll go over stuff with you. They'll give you the 180-day meal booking date. They'll give you the fast pass dates. They'll tell you when their final payments are due. You can ask them, you know, is there a special that I missed or anything like that? They'll tell you that. And when you call back, like if you call back to do bookings for reservations, you can say, hey, you know, can you just check this reservation? I just want to make sure I didn't miss any specials. So if a special comes out after the people have booked, they'll still tag that special on for you. And the final thing that they'll do is they'll tell you how much pixie dust you will be receiving after your client comes back from their vacation and your commission check is cut. Flip the page, Tammy. To make Disney magical, they have done a lot of things to help us. You need to tell your families, tell your clients to start their yourdisneyexperience.com. That links them to the parks. It links them to their dining reservations, their hotel reservations. It makes their Disney trip theirs. It also means that you don't have to do a huge itinerary thing for them, because they can see it right there online. So they're not waiting for you to send them an itinerary 2 days after they booked. And you can manage the entire trip. Well, they can manage the entire trip. They can link friends and family. If they add people on later that come, they can link them. Their magic bands link to it. It shows them their scheduled fast passes. It shows them their scheduled dining reservations. It shows them their memory maker if they've done it. And at this point, this is when I sell them their memory maker, because they're going to the parks, and if it's just, say it's a single mom and a kid, or a single dad and a kid, or it's a couple, Well, you can't have a selfie stick in the park anymore. And if you don't have somebody else, who's going to take your pictures so that you're both in the pictures? Sell them the memory maker. Because the other thing that happens is, if it's a group, you're not all going to stay together. This way you can all get pictures. If it's teenagers, they're not going to stay with parents. Let's just be honest. They want to go do their own thing. That way you can see as the parent what your kid did and how much fun they had. So at this point, I sell the memory maker, and I remind them that the price does go up if they book it within the week before they leave. I know it's not the week, but that way they feel like they've got a deadline. And the other thing that I have found is, by telling them it's due the week before, they feel like their vacation is starting a little bit sooner because, oh, my picture memory maker is due the week before and we're going on vacation, and they're excited. So I always give them that week before, whatever that date is. They can shop using their magic bands, which are the new bands. They used to have the room keys. The magic bands replaced that. The parents can put a credit card on their bands that gets charged. They cannot put it on the kids' bands. They can if they want, whatever they want to do. Their meal tickets are on their memory makers. The memory maker is also their room key. They swipe it by the door and it opens the door. So everything is on that magic band, which you can customize. Again, tell your families if they want to do fun magic band stuff, go to Pinterest. Pinterest is a great idea in doing fun magic band stuff. I know the last time we went at Christmas time. I found some really cute duct tape that had Christmas trees on it. I cut some of those out, put it on my magic band, and I put some gemstones on it, and it was blingy and cute, and I got more compliments on it. It was kind of fun. The other thing you need to tell your clients is that all payments are made through you, and then you call Disney. You don't have your client call Disney for anything. You manage everything for them to make their trip magical. That is the end of my presentation. I will give you a couple little caveats that you need to remember. Lay out their trip for them. Let them see it through your eyes. Let them see their resort. Let them see the meals. Plan the meals out so that they can be in the right parks for the right events. Know your events. Know what's going on. Communicate with your client and tell them to communicate with you. If they see something on TV they want to do and it's at Disney and you know it, you best figure out how to get it. Figure out how to get it for them. Do it for them if that's what they're asking for. It is not hard. Disney really does a great job making our job easy. It's just a lot of stuff to digest and figure out what to do with. Also, please remember, don't compare Disney Florida to Disney California. Disneyland and Disney World are two vastly different things, and they don't compare well. It's a totally different experience, and you can sell both of them, and you, I'm sure, can sell them well, but don't compare them. And also remember, Google, Pinterest, and Facebook groups are your best friend to learn about Disney. Once you finish your Disney Academy and you've got your Disney Knowledge Certificate and all your pins have come, get on Google and search Disney. Get on Facebook groups and see what people are saying. These are people that are in Disney like all the time. I read at one group and the people are in Disney 3 and 4 times a week. If something's going on at Disney, they know it before I do, for heaven's sake. Know what's going on in Disney, because the more you are in tune with it and the more it's a part of you that you can sell, the more you'll sell. Like I can tell you right now, in April, the new light show was supposed to open in Magic Kingdom, or in Animal Kingdom, sorry. It is not opening in April. It got postponed. I can tell you that the tree is going to look amazing, but it's not going to open when it's supposed to. I can tell you that Avatar Land is probably going to open a month earlier than they projected, but they're not releasing that yet. These are things that I can tell you because I do my Disney homework. So Google, Pinterest, and Facebook are your best friends for this. Tammy, I'm going to give it back to you. I think I have moused out to the best of my knowledge tonight.
I was just going to have you touch real quick, if you want to, about the dining. Watching for, there's some specials that Disney does every.
Yep.
And the dining plan is like so important for everybody to know about, because it can make or break a sale, and it sure helps the clients. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Disney does and has for the last number of years done free dining a couple of times a year in their slower periods. What free dining means is usually it's a quick service, a table service, and a snack, plus your magic mug. Do you have your mug right here, John? Do you have a Disney mug? Plus your mug. And what they do is they'll give that to people for free. You can't use any other hotel savings on it, but you get that for free. If you want to upgrade to the deluxe dining, which is the 2 sit-downs a day, you can, but it'll be at a discounted rate. So you can get free dining, and that is a great time to sell families on going to Disney, because the crowds are less. And here is one of the mugs. You can see it's got Disney on it. I don't know. This is not one of the newer ones. The newer ones, so I'll see that. Thank you, honey.
Everyone's on trips because it's mug at work.
Yeah, my husband carries it to work and has sold a couple of trips. The new mugs actually have like a RFD card code thing in the bottom of them, so they register when you fill them up. But so free dining is a great perk to be able to sell trips to Disney, because you can show people, listen, if you do lunch for 4 at a window service, at a quick service, I'm thinking there's a burger place right in Magic Kingdom that I'm going to use as my example. It's right over by, the People Mover, and over in that area. And they do burgers and fries, and nothing fabulous. But lunch for 4, burgers, fries, drinks, you're easily looking at $50. Dropping $50 for lunch. Now we're going to go to, I don't know, let's go to Chef Mickey's for dinner. Chef Mickey's, the last time I looked at it for a price, it's a buffet. It's in the Contemporary. Beautiful. Does a great dinner. Characters are there. It's a character meal, which does not mean it's more expensive. It's just, it is a character meal. The last time I looked, I think it was $25 a child and $30 an adult, but that price could change. But let's just say that's what the price is. So now you've got $60 for mom and dad and $50 for the kids. So now you're at, $100 and change for dinner. So now you've spent roughly $200 for food, not having a snack and not having anything extra at your resort. You can do the dining plan for less than $200 for a family of 4. And now you've got free dining, so bingo zingo, you can sell your client that said, oh, the dining is really so expensive. Now you can say to them, but it's free. It's free the week you want to go. Let's go. So by using what Disney gives us, and I really do believe their free dining and their discounted rooms are gifts because they let us sell more, you can sell the dining. And in our family and to my clients, I do always try to upsell the dining to the 2 sit-downs a day, because what happens with 2 sit-downs a day is you can hit every character meal you could ever want. You can hit the Hoop-de-Doo Review, which is a specialty, which is a 2 dining meal. You can go out to Narcosi or California Grill, which are high-end meals, beautiful restaurants. You can hit the steakhouse over in Epcot. That's excellent. Again, 2 ticket meal. So you can hit some of these higher end restaurants, and all you have to pay is the tip. And that is the one thing you need to remind your clients, that if they do dining plan, gratuities are not included in the dining plan. So they do have to pay gratuities. But by upselling to the dining plan, whether you do the basic or the deluxe, what I recommend to my clients is do some kind of quick snack at your hotel in the morning for breakfast in your room, pack a box of granola bars, whatever. Plan your breakfast for like 10:30 or 11, so it's more of a brunch, because you get to the park first thing in the morning, you get in and hang a left. Tell your clients always to hang a left, because if crowds go to the right, you're going left. They can do a bunch of rides first while other people are at breakfast. You go sit down and have breakfast while everybody's pouring out of the restaurants. The crowds do their thing, you finish up your breakfast, you're out, people are going back in for lunch, you're not looking for lunch, your clients are looking for, nothing. And then at dinner time, we either do a late dinner or an off time dinner, again, because crowds with families with little kids and other people are doing a 5 or a 6 o'clock dinner, you can still grab rides. Rides are still open. Rides are open until midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Depends on what the magic hour is that night. So by scheduling your guests dining kind of at off hours, they get extra ride time, because the crowds tend to not give up their normal 9 to 5 lives. And what we found by kind of thinking outside the box and doing this for our clients is they get to get some extra ride time in when crowds are diminished because they're at meals, and your clients are still getting their meals. You're just kind of getting them at off-peak hours so that A, the restaurants are less crowded, and B, the rides are there to ride a little bit extra. There you go, Tammy.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
Well, I just got a couple more things we'll talk about, and then we'll be done.
Perfect.
All right, Disney tools. Again, we went to pull up our agent portal, and it's down for maintenance. For some reason, this year's they've been tough on us. That's happened frequently. When they changed their portal last year, it seems like it's been down frequently. I hate to say that, but it's true. So Disney tools, if you go in, you'll have a quote. You have a book and quote link. Everything's on the left-hand side. You'll see My Disney Tools. This is where all of your wonderful stuff that Disney gives you for marketing purposes would be located. You've got all of your marketing materials. Now you just need to go down through there and look at them. But you've got like the Disney collateral store. That's where your brochures, reference guides, posters, all of those good things are going to be. The Disney Print Connection, it's literally a program where they print everything for you. So you can actually create and personalize your own mailers, direct mail stuff, flyers, postcards, event invites, any of that stuff. You can actually personalize it there. DisneyCopyright.com, that's where you can create an ad, or you can download ads that you can customize your own or download what they've already got. They've got ads, images, all their brand content's there. When I tell you that they are picky, you guys, they are not playing around. You cannot use things that are not Disney approved. You can't put it on your Facebook. You see all of this Disney stuff, all this Disney attire, all these things, and these cute little outfits that these kids are wearing with the tutus that mom made them. That's technically illegal. And I'm just telling you that as an agent, you don't want to fall in that hoop. Be very careful. Don't just go grabbing stuff. You need to go and make sure that it is okay to use it. If you need to read their terms and conditions 100 times, then do so. If you have a question, they are wonderful. Call them. They'll help you with it. They'll let you know what you can and cannot do. The content connection, you can build, like a mini, for example, a mini Adventures by Disney website. We've got enough things to do than trying to maintain a website. They'll actually maintain it. They'll put the content on it, everything, and you can link it to your agency. You can embed your link into it and everything, and it's like branded to you, but Disney, basically, they put all the specials, they do all that stuff on there. The online advertising, that's where your e-brochures, and then your Disney online post office, that's where you're going to get all of your email designs. That if you want to send like an email blast or anything like that, there's stuff in there for our Facebooks, for our social medias, all of that stuff. Again, if you have a question, then call them. They're wonderful. They help. They don't mind at all. They would rather you call than do something that you shouldn't be doing or using something. I mean, there have been a lot of agents that have gotten in trouble, a lot of agencies that have gotten themselves in trouble by using things that they shouldn't have, or just saying something the wrong way. I mean, Disney is as particular about their marketing as they are everything else that we talk about. And when I say attention to detail, it applies here as well. Training and benefits, yay, the best part. So you sit through the Disney College of Knowledge. I don't know, Robin, what is it, maybe 20 hours or something? It's a nice chunk of time. I have to tell you that it was, yeah 24 hours.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little bit of time, let's just say that. But having said that, it's worth it. They really, I mean, they do a great job. I mean, you don't expect anything different from them anyway. So this is it's no different. So you're going to go to Disney Destinations Genius, and that's where all your education programs, they have a course library, they have other stuff too, but the main thing that you're going to want is that College of Disney Knowledge. And you're going to get a beautiful certificate, and then in just a couple days after you do, you're going to get a package, and it's got all of your pins. It's got your cruise pin, your Adventures by Disney pin. It's got your Disney World, your Disneyland. I mean, it's got all of them, and it's just a really nice package. And I'll tell you what, you really feel. I mean, they reward you for doing it. They actually give you something. They're really the only ones that do. So take the time. It's worth it, and you'll get to see amazing videos that I obviously didn't put and make you guys sit through or anything, but you'll get to see those in the training of the Adventures by Disney. Those are, guys, I'm telling you, if you can sell those, and there's a lot of people that are Disney crazy that will pay the higher price. They're used to Disney being expensive anyway, but they cannot, you can't compare it to anything. It's just like their cruises. You cannot compare it to anything because nobody can get the experiences. Nobody can set those VIP and private tours up like they can. So if you can sell those, you're going to make a good commission on just one. If you can really use their marketing materials and everything, you're going to be shocked at the money that you would make off of just one trip.
Here are the pins, Tammy. I'm holding them up.
Well, I can't see them because we've got the slides up, silly.
Oh, that's right.
We'll do it as soon as we're done. As soon as I get to the last one. I think this is my last one, and then we'll see the pins. And I've got my magic bands over here too. Every year, just don't forget this. You'll do all that training, and then you'll go to decide that you want to use one of your benefits, whether it's your ticket or a reduced price in your for a resort, and then all of a sudden it's like it won't let you in because it will not let you to agent benefits. You cannot see agent pricing. It won't let you do anything, and you're like, but I did all that training, guys. Every year there is you have to do a refresher. And what it is, it's just an update. It tells you everything new, some of the stuff that Robin was talking about, obviously the cruises that I was talking about last week, but it updates you on each one of their, what new itineraries that they have, if they've added anything in AULANI, but you have to do that. And once you do that, it unlocks your benefits again. So don't panic, just go take your little, and it's short, it's not 20 hours again. So you're going to get reduced agent rates. You get up to 7 nights. I said 7 days, but it's actually 7 nights. But you only get it once a year, so understand what I'm saying to you. You don't get 7 days or 7 nights that you can use throughout the year. 2 here, 2 here. If you book 1 night, you have used your week. So you better take it when you're going to get the most use out of it. I have paid for many of 1 and 2 night trips because I'm not going to use my 7 nights option for 1 or 2 nights. You guys, excuse my dogs are crazy. I don't have my babysitter here tonight. And then you get discount hopper tickets. And it used to be that we got a free one, but they changed that last year. And so you get like you get 2-day hopper. It's a really good price. They do give you good prices if you compare it to a regular hopper price. And you get 1 ticket a year, so you can get up to 10 days. Again, I would use it when I'm going to get the most use out of it. When I need 5-7 days, whatever. There are discounted cruise rates. If you go on there, it'll have an actual list. Carnival does that as well. If you've ever seen the Carnival list, Disney does the same thing. They're really good prices. They had 7-day Eastern and a 7-day Western, veranda, not inside. It tells you specifically what rooms they have available. They had veranda rooms for an Eastern and a Western in May and June, if I'm not mistaken, of this year, and they were $17.99 for veranda, and that's for 2 people. So you're not going to beat that. There's no way you're going to beat that. 7 nights, 8 days on a Disney cruise, with a balcony. So definitely go look at that, but you got to do your training first. And then you also get the discounted Adventures by Disney tours, and they're several $1,000s off. So if you're thinking about doing one, it's a great benefit to be an agent and just to learn Disney, and you're always going to have somebody that wants it. Just like Robbin said, people go crazy over Disney. They just go insane. They will plan their trip for years. I mean, I've seen them plan it for 24 months, and down to every detail. When she was talking about the pins, I was kind of laughing. I mean, they have these popcorn buckets that you didn't tell them about the popcorn buckets.
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a big thing, because who sent me looking for popcorn buckets after she got back from Disney last year? Yes, Robbin. So, yeah, they have these popcorn buckets, and they do it for every holiday, every what. And people trade these things on eBay. I mean, it's a big deal. They're like running around Disney trying to find the cart that'll have one. Oh, they're sold out. We've got to run over to, Hollywood. We got to go here. We got to go there to go find one.
That's the only reason some people get stupid park hoppers.
Oh, I'm telling you, people are insane over Disney, and they take it very seriously. So you better too. So having said that, I think we're done. We're done with Disney. Anybody has any questions, reach out to me or Robbin. We'll help you the best that we can. Definitely, when you start looking at some of these Facebook groups that she was mentioning, you're going to see just how fanatical not only the clients are, but so are the agents. It's going to blow your mind. You're like, what are they talking? They speak their own language. So definitely, like she said, know what's going on in Disney, because you're going to be way behind, and your clients are going to feel like, they're going to Disney with, like, dressed in the 80s. When you used to go to school and you didn't have the same clothes as everybody else. They're going to be like, why didn't my agent tell me about this, this, and this? Because she didn't know. So stay on top of everything. I think that's
Tammy,
it.
can you come back to me for a minute?
What, honey?
Can you come back to me for a minute?
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, not to my PowerPoint, just to me.
I'm doing that. Calm yourself, woman. There she is. Miss America. See, it's a popcorn bucket. It's a Mine Train popcorn bucket.
That's the Mine Train popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
We had to have that. That came from a friend. This is the pants. That's the kitchen sink sundae. You've got to send your clients to that. It's a phenomenal sundae. Some of the best ice cream I've ever had.
And it's
over at the beach resort. And it's super cute. You get the pants, you bring them home. I put candy in them usually. And these, my friends, are your pins that you get when you finish your training.
Yes, they are.
And these are non-trader pins. I mean, people trade pins in Disney. That's the other thing people do really heavy. But yeah, you don't get rid of your pins. You don't get rid of your magic bands. Right? You got it.
Here they are. Here's your magic bands that come, and they'll get you in your room. They do everything. I mean, I think I could, like, bought people with these things or something. I don't know. I paid for dinner. I got in my room. There's nothing I didn't do. Everything I bought, everything you buy, it's easy. If you can't tell, it's got your names. It's got mine, my daughter's, and Ben's names. You get to pick your collar, and they send this to you, and it's just fabulous. And then you also get luggage tags that they send. Everything is just top-notch with Disney. Can't beat it. You get what you pay for. You really do. So
you know, it's just amazing. Like when you call and you book it, and they're telling you you get pixie dust, you feel like a freaking princess, folks. I gotta tell you, it's amazing. You get off the phone and you're like, whoa!
I got pixie dust.
I got pixie dust. And you know, my husband looks at me. He's like, "What?" I said, "I'm getting pixie dust." He's like, "You better be getting a commission."
Yeah.
But you do. You know, it's so much fun, and really and truly, when you call Disney as a travel agent, their travel agents respect you. They don't ever talk down to you. They respect you. They're nice to you. They are so willing to help your day become more magical that I think they'll tell you anything. And they're just the nicest people on the other end of the phone that you could ever want.
They are very helpful. Any questions, do not hesitate. And I'll tell you what's funny is where we're so used to doing everything online. I don't mind to book some things online, but Disney is the one that I'll call. I mean, they are definitely the ones that it's completely different. I know that you guys have heard me just like over and over. Don't call the cruise lines until you know what you want. Don't call them until you know the promos. Don't call them until you know what the pricing is. And then if you want to call them to do it, do it. It's different with Disney. Okay,
Yeah.
Forget that it's so different. You can call them for anything, and you're safe doing that. And they're going to take care of your clients, and they're going to look out for them. They're just wonderful.
They are. They are.
The one thing that is different is you're better off probably to call them honestly, unless it's something very simple. Okay, are we done?
We are done, Tammy.
All right, guys. Well, next week, next Wednesday, I think what we're going to do is I had a couple of people that had came to me about this, and so it's funny how things they start coming to me. I think we might do some travel agent, the laws behind selling travel, what you have to be careful of to do and not do, and explain some of the seller or travel laws, all those good things. Because it's just something we don't get enough of, and I think that I'm just going to touch on that. And we actually, I think that we might do that. If we don't do it next, if something comes up that's bigger and we don't do it next, and I do want to do GoGo soon too. But if we don't do it I want to do GoGo and some other tour operators. If we don't do, just like rules and safety nets and those kind of things next week, it'll be the week after. But I think I'm going to do it next week. I think we need to get that out of the way. And that way nobody can say they didn't know. And we won't have any. We'll have totally educated, wonderful agents.
You know what I forgot to mention? I said when I do my quotes, I do not take Disney travel insurance. I use an outside travel insurance company for all of my trips. And Travel Guard is who I use. There are a number of agencies out there, depending on what you need. And Tammy certainly can tell you if you've got.
I do a ton. I never sell anything else. I never sell a cruise line, tour operator, anybody's insurance, airline. I go through Travel Guard, one of those. But we have Travel Guard right now, so and they're wonderful. They're cheaper, and it will handle everything from their flights to their baggage to their trip. It's not just going to handle just Disney. It's going to handle aspects from start to finish.
I had a client. It was a son, wife, and 3 kids going, and then their in-laws were going, and the father-in-law had a heart attack 3 months before the trip and couldn't travel. And you know what? We filled out one little form. They filled out one little form, signed something, and they had their check back to them within 10 days. I mean, it was really good, and it was done.
Yeah, very, very easy to deal with, and much cheaper, and inclusive. Their insurance is based off of age and the cost of the trip. So I can tell you that it's, I can give you a roundabout because I've done so many, but it really, there's no way to tell you, oh, well, it's usually around $60. It just depends on how much your trip is, start to finish. If you add the flights and rooms and all that stuff in there. So definitely, I recommend that 150%. All right. Well, thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your Disney knowledge.
You're very welcome.
We'll do something completely different next week.
Sounds good.
All righty. All right. I'll be talking to you soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks for your help. Bye, John. I hear you.
Bye.
Bye, honey.